Planning essays can be the most difficult part of History A level, so don't worry, we've done it for you. Here we have the question, to what extent was England's government fundamentally transformed in the years 1509 to 1547? 25 marks. So in paragraph 1, you might want to think about the structure and conduct of government. Under Henry VIII, he really changed the way that he ran his government. Under Henry VII, everything was run by him. Under Henry VIII, he relied on a new class of dominant ministers. You can see this early on in Henry VIII's reign with the arrest and execution of Epsom and Dudley in 1510, and then the rise of Wolsey in 1515 to Lord Chancellor. Even after Wolsey fell, he was then replaced with Cromwell, who remained a dominant minister in Henry's government. You could argue that the government still really depended on personal monarchy and ministerial favour, but really, In paragraph 2, we can look at financial policy. So Henry VIII completely changed the financial approaches of the English government in his time as king. He inherited a throne that had focused on financial solvency and the financial independence of the crown. He said, no, I'm not having that. Got invested in loads of foreign wars, spent a lot of money, debased the coin in the early 1540s, and then instead of growing finance from taxes and funds, he dissolved the monasteries and took all the church's gold. And in doing so, Henry VIII completely changed the area in which the crown garnered most of its funds. It could be argued that Henry VIII didn't really change the systems in place that organised financial policy, and a lot of the changes he made were quite short-term, like debasement of the coin and dissolution of the monasteries. However, ultimately, the economy completely changed under Henry VIII. The stability of the crown and the crown's finances shifted, and the areas in which he garnered most of his funds and spent most of his funds really changed. Okay, and finally in paragraph 3 we can look at a big hitter like religion. Now this is quite a clear example of the ways in which the government changed under Henry VIII. When he became king in 1509, he was the king of an entirely Catholic country. By the end of the period, he was king of a Protestant country, and not only king of a Protestant country, but head of the new Protestant Church, Church of England. With the dissolution of the monastery, the submission of clergy in 1532, the Act of Restraint and Appeals in 1533, and the Treason Act of 1534, the entire structure of the way in which religion was ruled had changed.